Hello, and welcome to my technology-based tools presentation. Today we're going to be going over 7 technology-based tools that you can begin to incorporate in your classroom. The first one is Google Forms. With Google Forms, you're able to ask various types of questions. You're able to ask both open-ended and closed-ended questions. You can use drop-down menus, multiple choice checklists, rating scales. Your answers could even be short answer text boxes. And then you're able to have multiple choice, scales, grids, dates, times. And Google Forms is also great for assessment creation. Through Google Forms, you're able to create formative assessments to use in lessons. Also able to create summative assessments at the end of a chapter. This is something that I used this year during distance learning was Google Forms for summative assessments and my chapter tests at the end of each chapter. And then also in Google Forms, this is very convenient to use, is feedback. You're able to have surveys and ask questions to whether it's colleagues when you need to gather information about students on your caseload, or whether you want a survey done about how your teaching was at the end of the year. So Google Forms is great in providing feedback, assessment creation, and the various types of different questions you're able to ask students. So right now we're going to go ahead and search on through Google Forms. So once you create your account, you sign in through your Google account, you will be put to a page that looks something like this here. Up top, you can go ahead and create your title, title 1. You can have your title in there and then create a description for your title to let your students know, or whoever it is you're sending this Google form to, a little description of what they're going to get into. And then down below is where you begin creating questions. There's a drop down menu here. So you can make short answer questions, paragraph questions, multiple choice, check boxes. You can even upload files, create scales and grids. Then over here on the right hand side, you can choose to add more questions. You can choose to import questions from your laptop or computer. You can change the font sizes. Then you can even add image or add videos to the questions as well. And then another great feature for this Google Forms is for each question, you can make it required or not, so that you do not have students skipping over questions, and you can make sure that all questions do get answered. And then right here at the top, you'd be able to see all the responses you have to your Google form. And then you could also turn off responses so that if there's a due date, you can shut down the Google Forms so nobody else can turn it in late. So then getting back to the presentation, we're covering next Prezi. Now, some of you may remember Prezi, that it's a great elementary tool, create interactive um, presentations. But this is something that we all can begin using instead of using Google Slides or PowerPoint. Prezi allows for us to have, as educators, a flipped classroom environment. So through Prezi, we can create maybe it's a class announcement that you want your class to go over prior to coming into class the next day, so that they're prepared for the new material that's going to be presented, and they kind of have a heads up of what's going to go on prior to even getting to class. And then Prezi also allows for video presentations. So you don't only you can't only create regular lessons. You can create video presentations where you're in there describing, the directions for an assignment that you just gave in class, and you're able to post it to your Google Classroom, so that maybe if a kid or student has a question, they're able to watch that video real quick, and they're able to find out their answers, figure out what they need. Prezi is also great for creating PowerPoints, infographics, and even interactive maps. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to Prezi. Give me 1 second right here. So sign up for Prezi. This is what your dashboard looks like, your main menu. Over here on the left-hand side, you can create the Prezi video or design, or have a preset design. And then you're able to create a present in a video conference. You can have a social media post. You can create infographics. You can even create an interactive map or even charts or banners. And then it holds all of your information in a library here. We're going to go ahead and click on the video presentation real quick. Um, Sorry about that. So you can create infographic social media posts. So this is a really cool way to, and incorporate social media within your class. Have your students create posts, interactive maps. For me, as a world history teacher, I'm always using maps. So creating interactive maps is such a great help for me and my students. And it is maps all around the world. So we're going to go ahead and jump back to the presentation. Next, we're going to talk about Pear Deck and Nearpod. So these two tools are very similar. They're both interactive presentation tools. They have the ability to import your slides from Google Slides and then make them interactive. You're able to make your slides interactive. You're also able to include activities within your slides or after your slides. So you can include matching activities, vocabulary activities, even drawing activities. And then Pear Deck and Nearpod um, are very unique. They provide real-time feedback for your students. So when you're presenting your lesson and you have a pop-up quiz after you cover the first half of your lesson, students can receive real-time feedback to whether they got the question correct or maybe they got that one wrong and they have a hint for the correct answer. So that is very unique and helpful, especially today's day and age where students and us ourselves are so used to getting feedback right away. And another great thing about Pear Deck and Nearpod is they create a community-based learning. Um, so you're able to, the students are able to interact together with their students, whether it is in the activities that they're doing within the lesson, or if they're having a interactive discussion, or even with the presentation as a whole, you're able to communicate in a chat box with your class. So Pear Deck and Nearpod are very great interactive presentation tools. I specifically use Nearpod a bit more than Pear Deck. And both of these tools are some softwares that my school has purchased for us teachers. So we have unlimited, uh, the unlimited plan where you get all tools for the software. So we go into Nearpod here. This is what your library looks like. You can create a lesson. You can explore the Nearpod library with preset lessons already. You can create folders for your lessons. So we're going to jump into creating a lesson. So it's going to look pretty blank. You could go into your Google Slides and drop in um, your files here. And they would load up into your slides all into the Nearpod. And then you could just add in content or activities. So you could choose to add in slides, videos, web content, a Nearpod 3D, slideshows. You can even add in a BBC video. And this is one of my favorite things for my class, taking VR field trips. Virtual field trips are the next best thing for our students, especially in distance learning, for them still to be able to get that experience of exploring a place that's new is great for the students. So virtual field trip is something that's really awesome. And then you can also add audio to your slides. So for students that may need to go back and review slides again, there's always an audio feature to where they can listen to you explaining, everything on that slide. For activities, these are some of my favorites. There's a time to climb activity, which is almost like a Kahoot. And then, so in my class, I utilize time to climb for review activities to go over, lessons we've done in the week, or just make a nice big review for an upcoming test. Then you have your open-ended questions you can include. You can have matching pairs. You can have a pop quiz, whether it's an exit ticket or a formative assessment in the middle of your lesson. You can have memory tests, fill in the blanks. You can add polls. This is another fun one, is collaborative board. So we're going to go ahead and click on this here. show you what it's like. So you can enter your topic here, school, and you can describe, what we're going to talk about. Talk about your favorite things to do at school. And then students would be able to choose a sticky note of their choice and add on to that board. So we're going to go back to it real quick. Oh, sorry about that. So then students can sit here and talk about how they like hanging out with their friends. Unfortunately for me, it's not letting me type since I am the teacher, but students can erase and write on these sticky notes here to talk about, school. It's another way for them students to be able to collaborate and bring about, different ideas so they can bounce ideas off one another and continue to learn from their peers. So then jumping back into, or we'll go check out Pear Deck real quick. So this is Pear Deck. Pear Deck's another awesome software tool, much like Nearpod, but it's a little bit different. So it is implemented within Google Slides. So once you open up your Pear Deck, you just follow on these steps here to make sure that you can add Pear Deck onto your computer. Then you're going to add Pear Deck for Google Slides and turn that on. And here is where the magic happens. So then you get your add-on, and then you can really begin to tap into Pear Deck and the um, unlimited amount of tools that they have for your classroom and your students. You can create your slides to have drawing slides, websites part of them, choices, text. Pear Deck's another great source where they add audio to each slide as well. And then in the Pear Deck, there's always interactive videos that help you as a teacher navigate through the software. So jumping back over to the lesson, we're moving into Edpuzzle. So with Edpuzzle, give me one quick second. With Edpuzzle, you're able to show your class instructional videos. And with these instructional videos, you can find them on whether it's, the history.com or on YouTube. You found a good video that you want to share with your class. You're able to make these videos into interactive lessons using existing videos on the web. So more than likely, a video that you have watched on YouTube that you want to share your class has probably already been watched and used by another teacher. So in this software, you're able to get other teachers' videos as well that they created, or you could even create your own. And you can create formative assessments within the video. This is an awesome tool because you're able to monitor individuals and class progress. And it allows you to also incorporate the flipped classroom learning environment. With this kind of video, you can show the video and assign it to the kids, to your students prior to coming to class. And then once they come to class, you can show it again, but this time around, they're going to have, it's going to be a bit interactive and they're going to have formative assessments throughout the video. So Edpuzzle is a great tool to use, especially if you like incorporating videos within your lesson. So let's go ahead and pull up Edpuzzle here. So this is the home page of Edpuzzle. So if you want to look up, World War II, how it started. Okay, my apologies. We're going to look up World War II. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up within my content. So here we go to the home page. And you can look up World War II. So then it's going to bring up a bunch of videos that are on World War II. A lot of these videos you can find right on YouTube. And then if you sometimes are unable to find the video, you can even type in the video link that you may have found on YouTube directly into the search bar, and it'll pull up your video. So then real quick, I'm going to show you how it exactly works. So this is a video I have done in the past when I was teaching my students about the Battle of Okinawa. So within the video, it would be playing right here. And then at the stop points down below is when there would be an informative assessment presented to your students. And then down below, this is the really cool part, is you can get other versions of this same video from other creators. So there are other people that have used these videos before, and they're so kind enough to allow us to utilize their videos with their questions that are already made for our classrooms. And then there's also similar videos as well. You can also edit, copy, and individually assign videos as well. So this is another great software tool. So let's jump back to the presentation. And next we're talking about Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a very interesting tool, and it kind of jumped onto educational tools very rapidly. This is a video discussion tool. So with being in distance learning, not having that person-to-person interaction was kind of tough for some students. Some students, kind of thrived in that setting, but some students really needed that person-to-person connection. So this is where Flipgrid is very cool. It allows for students to collaborate and reflect through the use of videos. So let's go ahead and pull it up real quick. Flipgrid. So right here, as you can see, I have created my class, and I'm able to share it. I'm able to edit it. I can begin topics. I can see which students are within my class already. So then if we go over to Discovery, you're able to have live events for Flipgrid. You're able to even look up topics of the day, wonders of the day within Flipgrid. But then the very cool part about it is when you create a video to answer back within the video to provide an answer to a discussion that you may be having for your class, it is all video tooled. So you record yourself talking to your classmates, you post it onto Flipgrid into the classroom that you have going for your students, and then everybody gets to interact through video discussion. So it's super cool in the sense that you don't exactly have to be live in the moment, like holding a live Zoom. You can have students send it in as an assignment, and they can listen to others, they can listen to their own again, and is very interactive and brings almost that social interaction of having a person right in front of you. So then jumping back to the presentation, Quizlet. Quizlet is a helpful tool. I know a lot of you may think Quizlet is just a tool that is for flashcards, but there is a little bit more to it. So Quizlet is a great study resource. You can create flashcards on Quizlet. You can create practice tests to study on Quizlet as well with. And then there's also this new edition called Quizlet Live, and it is great in creating collaborative, formative assessments, and it's great for mastery learning. So let's go ahead and take a look at Quizlet real quick. Give me 1 second. So here we are with Quizlet. So once again, you can create a class to invite all your students to. You can create study sets. You can also post the study sets in your class so that students could go over them again. Maybe, when they want to review or study before a test. So we're going to go ahead and add a set. We'll create a new set on World War II. So World War II. So we can create our set. This is just a simple flashcards, but what's also a great feature is you can add images for your flashcards. So then you can create sets. You can systematically order them in folders as well. Quizlet's just another great tool for both studying, flashcards, and Quizlet Live, where you can create collaborative, formative assessments. So then moving on. How will the tools you selected enhance instructional practices? So technology is so widespread among schools and access to computers has become so common that digital devices are replacing paper and pen in many classrooms. Through these educational technology tools, you can increase collaborative learning, have students receive real time feedback, and differentiate instruction, increase student engagement, and increase the variety of your lessons. So, what ISTE educator standards do two of the tools support? ISTE Analysis 7A Educator Standard is supported by the Pear Deck Interactive Presentation Tool. Pear Deck provides alternative ways to demonstrate student competency through multiple choice response, drawing, and interactive learning games. And then ISTE Designer 5A Educator Standard is supported by the Nearpod Interactive Tool. Nearpod is a great tool that accommodates to learners' differences and their needs. And what student standards do two of the tools support? ISE Digital Citizen 2B student standard is supported by Flipgrid. Flipgrid allows for students to engage and interact with one another through video. And ISE Creative Communicator 6A student standard is supported by Flipgrid as well. Through Flipgrid's video chat feature, students can video call one another to collaborate with their work. Thank you for listening to my presentation on educational tools. Have a good day.